Ah, Earth, air, wind, fire, water. Welcome in the elements, the sun, the source codes, the sacred space. Earth, air, wind, fire, water. This is going to be conversation at stage 5 or phase 5 of the awakening process. So welcome. Again, no coincidences. If you landed here with me in front of you, or you got curious and clicked play, because you were guided either way. I landed here because you called me in, as the intention is for your highest and best always, to receive the information, the confirmation, the activation that you were ready to receive from your highest, from source, from the universe, from your spiritual team. Yeah. So whether you landed in front of you per the collective that you work with, because they know you're ready to receive my frequency, my energy, my essence, my flavor, my color, or you got curious, and you also, no coincidence that you got curious and clicked play. So welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. We're going to talk about stage 5 of this awakening process, okay? So this is the presence stage, the service present stage, 111 on the timer. And it is January 29th. Again, all videos are timeless. Know this. 2026, 11/11. When you break the numbers down in numerology, we've had a lot of 11/11 portals, a lot of 1111 portals. If you resonate in, you know, okay? So this is the living awake process. We are living, embodied, and awake, okay? And now the question you might ask is, I'm here to be just me, authentic, real, raw. And I'm not here to prove or to convince or to chase or any all of that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to put this back here. All right. Remember, you are here just to be you. Real, raw, authentic. Masks off, armor off. You're not here to prove and convince or to chase. Okay, so what might happen during this phase is you're going to live more and more from presence. Again, living in every now present moment. Okay, living in every now present moment. What can you appreciate in this now present moment? Well, I can appreciate you beautiful souls hanging out with me. I appreciate my beautiful warm cup of tea with my honey, the source codes from the honey. Thank you to the bees, thank you to the honey. I can appreciate the elementals joining me, protecting me, guiding me, sharing their frequency and energy with me. What are you appreciative of today in this now present moment, right here, right now? What are you appreciative of? What are you grateful for? Okay? So you live in this present moment, not identity. Not what's the word? Not what's the word? I can't think of it right now. You are here to live present and not from an identity. Like, I am a personal trainer, I'm a health and wellness coach. You are here to live in this presence. This presence. Okay? Compassion will deepen. You help others naturally without trying to save them. Okay? Remember, we're not here to save anybody. We're here to be us, to do the healing, and we set the example by being us, real raw, because that gives other people permission slips to do the healing, to go within, to do the work, to stand in their authentic self and know that that's all that matters, right? That's why we're here. That's why we are the bridges. We're the blueprint holders. We're the architects of this new world. Okay? Remember, you're not here to try and save them. Holy crap, high-pitched ringing on both sides. So divine masculine and feminine, spirit is here, thank you. There is definitely a download and information coming through. I usually don't get high pitching on both sides, but that was like full on all over. So life feels meaningful, even in its simplicity. So life feels very, very meaningful, even in the simplicity of it, okay? What it feels like, okay? Quiet joy. Joy, yellow joy, solar plexus, creative, okay? Quiet joy, trust in life, deep connections to yourself and to others. The truth bomb that goes along with this is you still have emotions and challenges, but they don't own you like they used to. If you resonate, you'll resonate. And if you're not there yet, you'll understand soon, okay? An important notice to this stage: the awakening is cyclical. It's not linear. Nothing in this universe is linear. It is not a ladder. Okay? I've gone through many awakenings throughout my adult life. and I can almost pinpoint them, mini ones. And we're talking about getting caught into certain stages. Remember, this is not a ladder, it's cyclical. So the dark night of the soul can reappear at these higher levels, like the new devils, new levels, new levels, new devils. All right? But you're able to process it and work through that a lot quicker because you become more and more aware. Again, you've got all the knowledge, right? Knowledge understood is the wisdom, the power. All right? So remember, no phase is better than any other phase during these processes. And integration means more than the peak in spirits, is more than the activations, or they are as important as the activations. So the integration, that rest, that pause, receiving the light codes, receiving the solar flares, receiving all of the magic from the universe as we are upgrading and transitioning, that the integration means so much more right now versus these highs, like those peak experiences, okay? Stage 5, again, is that presence, okay? The primary chakras here are going to be your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown chakra. 611 on the timer. Primary chakras are throat, third eye, and your crown. Causal chakra is your soul star chakra, which is just above your crown chakra, which is the seat of your highest self. The nutrition for this phase is food is energy, not identity. Again, coming from the health and wellness business, I completely agree with this. I used to create my food and nutritional protocol around an identity. Okay, so this is food is energy, it's sustenance, it's light codes, it's frequency. Food is frequency and it's energy. There's color in all of it. The color in the food, the frequency of the food, the flavor, the essence. There's so much that goes into the food, and you're going to understand that that's energy. Outside of the solidified, the solid part of it, the energy and frequency, the frequency of the food, the color of the food, is it's the sustenance. Like at some point beyond our time, probably people are going to be just living off of light prana as nutrition, as their main form of nutrition. And you might be in the process, depending on where you're at, you might be already noticing that you are going to already live more in a pranic state where you're basically nourishing your body through frequency and energy and sunlight, sun codes, light codes. Okay, flexibility in simple eating, occasional fasting, not natural, flexibility in simple eating is going to be happening more and more. You're going to notice this. And then you're going to be called to occasional fasting, natural fasting, not forced fasting. And again, if you know, coming from most health and wellness spaces, most people that do fasting are a force. They force. They're not listening to the innate intelligence of their physical body. It's natural. I think around this time last year, around March of last year, I was doing a parasitic cleanse around a full moon cycle, and that's a video for a whole another day. But I innately said, all right, I'm going to do fruit all day. And the fruit all day ended up 7 days of just fruit. I ended up naturally fasting for 7 days on fruit. Okay? So it became natural, not forced, because in the past I used to force things nutritionally. Okay? That's not what's going to happen in this phase and beyond. So the supportive foods during this phase are going to be quote unquote clean, very high vibrational, high quality meals, high quality foods. Fruit. You want to get your freak on, your frequency on, eat the fruit. Eat the fruit. Eat the fruit. Did I say that? Eat the fruit. That's why fruit is so delicious. Quit attaching any dogma to the sugars in that. Your body needs this right now. Your nervous system needs this. Fruit is very high, one of the most high vibrational foods. Honey, raw local honey, another very high vibrational, nourishing food. Okay? So don't attach your identity to anything. Okay? So your foods are going to start becoming more light, but very nourishing. Hydration is key. Hydration. Tea, water, salt in the water. Fruit juices, 100% fruit juices. Hydration. Juicy fruits. Watermelon. All right. The nervous system around this phase it's becoming a very your nervous system has been doing a lot of healing and recalibrating. So you've got a really strong baseline and regulation of your nervous system at this point, okay? Your nervous system is becoming very resilient. The emotions, all right, that move through you, they'll start moving through you without getting stuck or sticky, okay? So that's what's important. We have energy and motion, emotions move the energy. So the emotions are going to be able to move through you a lot with a lot more ease and grace without getting stuck or sticking. Helpful practices is going to be presence itself is the practice. Presence itself is the practice. Presence is the self. That is the practice. Living in every now present moment. Living in every now present moment. Okay? Meditation without effort or without force. It's natural and it's intuitive. Creative expression. Tapping into the frequency of the color orange. Creative expression. Sacral energy is so important. Revive back. This is the video, my Freak Speak video for today is talking about you're being called to create and express. 11:11 on the timer. Thank you for confirmation. Creative expression. So important. Because we're here to play and to create, and we're here to get paid to play and create and have fun. Okay? Relationships. You're going to find out there's going to be like non-attachment without withdrawing. Right? You're just going to like, all right, just non-attachment without withdrawal. You're going to have just this deep compassion, service without reassurance. So you're going to have this deep compassion. You're going to provide service. You're going to there'll be service without any what's the word I want to use? Needing a validation or reassurance from the service that you're providing, if that makes sense. The lessons with this phase is awakening expresses itself through true love. Unconditional love of self first. The chakras activated during an awakening process. I'm going to give you the full chakras that are activated are the catalyst, which is phase 1, is your root chakra is activated. And you can please get curious and go do more research on this. Write this down, solidify it. Solidify it. Knowledge. Understood. Wisdom. Power. Okay? Dark night is the sacral, the dark night of the soul. Okay? That's your sacral chakra and your solar plexus getting activated. Okay? That's stage 2. Phase 3. All right, is the seeking stage, and that's the solar plexus and the heart chakra. Okay, stage 4, phase 4 is the integration. That's the heart chakra, high heart, thalamus, upper heart. Number 5, presence, throat chakra, third eye, and crown chakra. Okay, so an important reality track here. This is just a quick one before we finish. This is a little bit longer, so stick with me if you're here. We got this. Okay. Many people get stuck in stage 2 due to the lack of nervous system support. And I can know this through going through many awakenings versus this last year where this was like the grand awakening, the great awakening for me. And again, this is cyclical. It's still things will come up to be cleared and to be healed and all of that stuff to be addressed, I guess, in that now present moment. So people get stuck in stage 2 due to the lack of your nervous system support. Stage 3, they get stuck due to spiritual bypassing or the spiritual ego. I was getting kind of stuck there last year at the beginning. Sometimes people get stuck in stage 5 where they've got the fantasies without embodiment. So they get kind of, fantasies without embodiment. Okay. So nutrition and nervous system regulation are what allows consciousness to stabilize and to flow freely. Nutrition and nervous system regulation are what allows consciousness to stabilize it and to flow freely. Okay. And as part of that, I wanted to just add in, enjoy the tiny, perfect little things in every day, every moment. That's your message for today. Hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next one. I love you. Bye.